What is going on, Jet fans? Happy Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. Hope you get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather, but wanted to come on and before I start cooking up some food on the barbecue and enjoying the nice weather, talk to you guys about Eric Watts, a New York Jets UDFA pass rusher who kept standing out at OTAs. So we're going to roll a clip of Zach Rosenblatt, who covers the New York Jets for The Athletic. He was on with Boy Green, and someone who kept showing up at OTAs making plays was UDFA Eric Watts.
I think it was some grain of salt, but yeah, Eric Watts kept standing out to me because he has Carl Lawson's number, I believe 58, and we kept seeing 58 make plays, and I got multiple times people are like, who's 58? And I saw him beat Olu, I saw him beat some of the backup offensive linemen, like he was doing his job in this setting.
Now, as he says, he's wearing Carl Lawson's number 58, so hopefully he takes some of 2022 Carl Lawson powers and transitions that into 2024. He notably beat Olu Fashanu on a rep, which is going to happen. Let's not hit the panic button on Olu Fashanu, but still, it's like, hey, this is a guy who was a top 11 pick in the NFL draft, and this UDFA kept making plays and stood out as a net positive. And I get it. Same thing we talk about with the Jets and the offense with Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, everyone making plays offensively. It is still OTA, so you have to take some of the things with a grain of salt, but him standing out, I think, is really an added bonus because we'll get to it at the end, but the Jets really have an open competition, at least I think, for the fourth edge rusher spot. There's things about his measurables that I think really stand out and are impressive. For instance, his size at 6'6", he is 91st percentile, and he's fast. His 40 time of 4.67 was 91st percentile as well, so really good athlete, which, go figure, Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas and Jeff Ulbrich are betting on a really good athlete as a UDFA. Sounds a lot like Bryce Huff and Tony Adams to me. And sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. It's the UDFA swing. If he makes the roster, great. If not, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But he did have some pretty nice numbers in college. In 2022, that was probably his best season, so 2 years ago. He had 673 snaps that year. He recorded 17 tackles, 13 assists, 15 stops in the run game, and as a pass rusher had 39 total pressures, which included 24 quarterback hurries, 7 QB hits, and 8 sacks across a 12-game season. Very impressive numbers. In 2023, the sack numbers came back to earth a little bit, but he was still productive. 562 snaps for the UConn Huskies. He also added 28 tackles, 6 assists, 23 stops as a pass rusher, 35 total pressures, 32 quarterback hurries, 1 quarterback hit, and 2 sacks. So he was pressuring the quarterback. He just wasn't getting home a ton, which, I mean, let's be honest here. One, competition matters. I get that. But also, he's going to be playing with a lot more talent on this Jets defensive line as it is a really deep unit. As I said, I think the Jets have a little bit of an open competition for the fourth edge rusher position. The first 3 are locked and written in stone as they should be. You have Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, the 2 youngsters, and then you also have Hassan Reddick, who you brought in as your Bryce Huff replacement. I'm excited for what all 3 of those guys can do this year. We saw Jermaine Johnson take a really nice step forward in year 2, hoping to see something similar from Will McDonald. I think Will McDonald has a high ceiling, and we know Hassan Reddick has the ability to get after the quarterback with the best of them. He is a very, very good edge rusher and a good replacement for Bryce Huff. But after that, Michael Clemens, Eric Watts, Braden McGregor, those are probably the 3 guys competing for the 4th spot. Now, this staff really likes Michael Clemens. They play him on special teams also, but if you get a lot out of one of these 2 UDFAs, one, Watts is popping, and another guy, Braden McGregor, is someone that I like out of Michigan. These are people that I think we should keep an eye on through OTAs, through training camp, and through the preseason just to see. And again, we're 3 months out before you have to make these decisions. You have to get, in August, you could decide who your 4th edge rusher is going to be. I'm not saying necessarily today that it's going to be one of Eric Watts or Braden McGregor over Michael Clemens, but I think they have the opportunity to do that if they come out and perform well. But Eric Watts standing out as a positive, really not all that surprising. Along with Leonard Taylor, I thought Watts and McGregor were two names to watch for as potential players who could make this roster as UDFAs. Every year there's a couple who end up making the roster. They signed a bunch, but only a few will make it. I think Eric Watts has a pretty good chance, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think about this young buck as a pass rusher down below in the comments. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.